People have asked me how I choose the topic that we're going to do a documentary on. And so I try to think, what are stories from right here in Tahlequah, Cherokee County that we tell around a campfire, at the bar. I try and picture stories of old men at Scott's Cafe telling stories. And generally these stories that we retell are heroes and villains. You know, it's something that's scary or heroic, and that's why it's worth telling. If it was the average everyday happening, then it wouldn't be really worth telling. So for me, the boogeyman is people like Rex Brinlee. When you're trying to scare someone, you talk about the deer lady, the boogeyman, things like that. And Rex Brinlee, from my childhood, always came up in that conversation. And I think that's so because he struck that nerve of hitting fear, striking fear in the whole community. And it really violated people's sense of security, being violated. And there were so many people that it affected on that level that you could talk about Rex Brinlee and everyone kind of had that commonality in being afraid of him. You know, the stories that we tell are usually from eavesdropping on adults. And for me, growing up, I had two uncles that were attorneys in Tahlequah. So these conversations that we would listen to at family dinners that we probably weren't supposed to be listening to were about people like Rex Brinlee, people that caught charges for something interesting, you know, someone's uncle that likes to fiddle kids, things like that we weren't supposed to hear, but we heard it, and then we would go and tell our friends to scare them the same way that it kind of shook us. And so that's how I arrived at doing a documentary on Rex Brinlee, the commonality within the community. There were so many local places right here where filming could take place. That's part of Tahlequah history. It's, good or bad, like it or not, it is our history. It happened right here. It touched so many people in Tahlequah, and it is our boogeyman story, and that's what we're trying to bring to you. In our first production, we brought to you our hero, Grover Bishop, and so I only thought it fitting to follow that with a villain. And when I think of Cherokee County and I try to come up with a villain, I can't think of a better villain for Cherokee County or a bigger villain than Rex Brinlee.